Oh boy. If Loki really thinks he's a god, then he's sorely spoken.
I am a god, you dull creature.
Welcome, Vulgar Pod, Pal Putty Man here, and today we're going to be reviewing episode 3 of Loki called Lamentis. Now, today we are going to be talking about all the reviews and Easter eggs. So, first and foremost, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the episode, it's a really good episode. And if you haven't done already, make sure you go and hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel and, keeps videos like this going. So, with that being said, let's get started with the review. Okay, so the first location we find is Lamentis 1. Now, Lamentis 1 is actually part of the Kree, or in the same area of the Kree, which has to do with Captain Marvel and all this. So this is actually one of our first big connections to one of, or a species of characters that go in with the Marvel Universe. So it is awesome to see this. Let's continue. So during this scene, we finally get something that I was not expecting. She called herself Sylvie. Now, if you're not aware, in the comic books they actually call a certain character Sylvie. Sylvie Lushton, and she was actually created by Lady Loki. So what ended up happening was Lady Loki ended up making a human character an Asgardian, or made her think she was an Asgardian by giving her powers. Now, the thing that confuses me is she says it's an alias, okay? But in the comic books, there's a point where Asgard actually takes over a part of the Earth. I can't remember what state it was, and that's where she ends up taking over Sylvie's we're not taking over Sylvie's body, but creating her with powers because of where they put Asgard down. This is where Lady Loki manipulated her to make her think that she actually was an Asgardian. But the thing is Lady Loki and Sylvie are two different characters. Now, I was kind of wondering last episode why this Lady Loki's blonde when, as you see here, the Lady Loki on the screen is brunette. But of course, Sylvie is blonde. So she says she's using it as an alias, but I feel like there might be even more to this. I'm not sure. But I definitely want to go ahead and we'll come right back around to this and everything. So okay, so the Sylvie Loki just mentioned about how one of the soldiers for the TVA had a past memory, and of course, if you remember, Mobius said that they were all created by the Timekeepers. There was something I didn't bring up in my last review or my two prior reviews about Mobius. In the comic book, the whole TVA is created out of Mobiuses. And what I mean by that is, in the comic book, every Mobius is, or every person in the TVA is a Mobius, a clone. And I always wondered why they didn't do this here. And then now things are starting to come together where it's not really a clone thing. The Timekeepers are taking variants out of their area, or, variants that might have been split off, and making them TVA agents. Because clearly, the Sylvie Loki here states that they do have a past. So what I'm thinking is every time that a variant happens, they could possibly be recruited for the TVA, and that's what's happened to Loki here. The Loki we know, that Loki is probably a variant that has been recruited, but doesn't realize it's been recruited. Or no, actually, it does realize it's been recruited, but in a lot of ways it doesn't. It's really weird, but this, in my eyes, kind of answers the whole thing about why Mobius is not the clone of all the TVAs, or is every soldier, every person in the TVA. And so for the final thing, if you remember, if you've, of course, already seen the episode, you know that Loki and Sylvie are trying to escape the planet. Now, here's the thing. Um, Lamentis, the only time I remember it being quoted was in Annihilation Conquest, the prologue. And in that comic, there is a lot of Kree Skrull, there's a lot of association with Asgard, there's also a lot of association with Guardians of the Galaxy. And already saying that out loud, you probably realize where I'm going with this. In this comic, we ended up being introduced to a character named Quasar. Now, I don't know if this is going to start bringing in maybe Quasar as a character in Loki. But this also, like, for example, you'll see that they actually have Star-Lord right here. And Star-Lord was a part of this comic book either, or Peter Quill. So, and of course, they do hint. I remember they do hint at Rocky Raccoon and everything else. But with the Kree Skrull situation, with Quasar, and with again Guardians of the Galaxy just in general, because again, what's great about Marvel Comics is they mix so many different characters, but now we're starting to see this bleed into the shows and the movies, and we're starting to see things that you may not be aware of as a movie fan or as our comic book fan, but watch the movies and television shows. So honestly, I like where they're going with this, but I don't know where they're going with this, because the one thing is Marvel. I talked about Kang in my prior episode, and how Kang could be coming in because of the TVA. This is the first time in this Loki series that we don't see the TVA involved, but then we do see that this is a apocalyptic situation, which makes me think episode 4, the TVA is going to interrupt because Mobius is going to realize there's an apocalyptic situation. But I don't know if that's exactly what's going to happen. Unfortunately, I feel like the Easter eggs in this, again, there were symbols, and I'll go back and even show you what I mean. There were symbols at certain points, like right here, that I don't know where they hint to. And I was looking for any kind of Kree symbols or scroll symbols. This one right here, if you look at this small one right here, which you probably can't see on the screen because I got it small, but if you see it right here, it looks like this could possibly be a scroll or Kree symbol. And again, remember, this planet is in the Kree outer the Kree outer areas, because this is actually a location that's within one of the worlds. So I don't know. It's I'm very confused where they're going with this, but I do have a hype about it. I was looking for the Easter eggs as fast as I can to get this review out as fast as I can. I kind of want to do a comprehensive review of all the episodes at once and look through the episodes, because I feel like this show is giving way more hints than even WandaVision did, but they're just so minute that it's so hard to find them in a quicker state. And of course, me being a smaller YouTuber, I have to get out content like this as quick as I can. So if I missed anything, please tell me in the comments below. I would love to do a whole breakdown of the whole season once everything comes out, and where I can pick out little things from the show itself. But I want to know what you guys think. Comment below. Tell me what you guys thought of the episode. I do like that they are bringing in elements of the Kree and everything, but you don't know it unless you're a huge fan. And I do like the Sylvie Loki connection, which is the Lady Loki. But again, I'm very confused. It's like they're combining Lady Loki with the Sylvie character. So I don't know. That's kind of like what I feel like's going on, but maybe I'm wrong. Again, comment below. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you all for watching. Make sure to like button, hit the subscribe button, and as always, I am Putty Man with Gamer Potheads. Thank you for watching my review, and do not forget Robot Dice Score. Peace out. I'll talk to y'all later.